Hello, welcome to the mobile edition of Dodds FM. We're on the road to Bristol. That's Nicky, I'm Les, and she's got the old powerful pad with the notes on. She's going to tell you what's on the show. I should be concentrating on the traffic.
Yeah, so coming up we have got what's on, what's new, what's up. We have our synth of the week. We've got a very special one for you this week.
We have
very exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
We have got Reading Corner. We've got Les is going soft.
What you talking about with us?
We have Show and Tell. And oh yes, we've got It's Festival Season. And finally ending with our recommended YouTuber of the week.
What's on? What's new? What's up?
You are rejoining us late at night on a campsite in the Malvern Hills somewhere.
Yes, the Malverns.
Wonderful. You can't see it from there, but we can. Well, we can't because it's dark. Forget that. We're not here to talk about that. Let's talk a bit about some electronic news. And we've got news of Psalmism's new album.
Yes, so we had Psalmism on our live show for We Are Manchester a number of weeks back. He is a fantastic musician that plays modular synths.
I enjoyed his set.
His set is amazing. And you can actually listen to his set because he's subsequently released it on YouTube. So we will put a link up above. And he's about to release a new album called... I forgot what it's called.
He's forgotten what it's called.
Wonder. He's about to release a new album called Wonderlands. And that is available on the 13th of August. It's available for pre-order, so we will put a link in our description. So that's very exciting. Can't wait to get that album.
You're joining us partway on our way to Bristol, and we are going to
an event hosted by Elevator Sound, which we mentioned in our last podcast, which features a number of modular artists, including Surgeon's Girl. And we found out yesterday, quite randomly, that there's...
Poor planning.
This is bad planning. That there's also an electronic open mic on at Rough Trade in Bristol tomorrow night as well, at exactly the same time. So we're down there again. Like, we've been locked down for 18 months, and then it's like buses, three things come at once, isn't it?
I know. The third thing being this weekend, once we get back from Bristol, having gone to a concert, whatever it is, and missing the open mic because you can't be in two places at once, we're on our way to Leap of Faith.
Yes, which is a micro festival at Gisborne Forest, which I believe is in or near the Forest of Bowland. This is very last minute. We've only just discovered that this is happening.
You've got to go to see these things.
But we've got to go. So immediately we booked. And yes, it's going to be great. There's a lot of artists. It's
Hattie
Cook, who was also playing on... When we played at We Are Manchester Live for their online show, she was playing as well, and she's amazing.
Yeah, we were doing all right till she showed up.
I know. So yeah, she's playing at it. So we're looking forward to seeing her in person. It's from Friday to Sunday. It's very reasonable. I think it's cost us £120 for 2 tickets for the weekend, plus our camper van can stay for 2 nights. So we're very happy. So that's happening this weekend. So if you're in the Gisborne Forest area, then it's worth checking it out, I think.
We'll be there if nothing else. Moving swiftly along as we have been known to do.
So, yes, we have our synth of the week.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! And we have got a very special synth this week, which isn't ours, unfortunately. I'd love it to be ours, but it's not.
Plug, I'll leave it.
I can pull that out actually. I'll pull this plug out.
We've not been playing with it.
We've not been, no, not been playing with it. But it is a Roland TB303.
A very old one.
Very old one. It's just amazing. I can't believe that we've got this in our hands.
Tell them where we're taking it.
We are taking it to Beep Boop Electronic Workshop, which this is run by a guy called Mono Jack, and
Is that
he
his real name? Alan Mono Jack. Surnames.
I think his first name really is Mono.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jack is like a first name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jack Mono.
I believe he's Mr. Mono. Anyway, we're taking it to Mono Jack, and on behalf of a friend, it's not ours, it's our friend's, and it just needs a bit of a service and a bit of tweaking because it's very old and in need of a bit of TLC.
Like me.
So we're really excited. It's got a few patterns in, but
we believe he's got a bit of a pedigree, but
yeah, we can't demonstrate it.
We
so
can't comment on that either.
no, so we are taking it in.
Needless to say, we shall.
We did listen to it, but we are going to
have
be
a little
taking
play
it.
with it before we deliver it
Yeah.
to Bristol.
But yes, it's very nice.
Roland TB03, the original.
What we can do though is we can put in a description a link to Dr. Mix, who recreates the bass line to I Feel Love
One of the best bass lines
on the
ever
TB303.
connected to a TB303.
Well, it wasn't originally on a TB303.
It wasn't, but when he did it, it
Well,
sounded
yeah.
really, really good.
He was just like, this wasn't created on a TB303, but I'm going to do it. And it sounded awesome.
It did.
To be honest, if I knew how to program it, I might have done it, but I can't, so I won't.
On a separate note, by the way, this, and I know this is a wonderful piece of kit, but it does sound remarkably similar to the Volker new bass, which we have.
Yes.
And listening to that on the new bass, it's very. I mean, Korg have come up with a cracking piece of kit there. It's a weird thing to play with.
Yeah, I've suddenly got a newfound love for the new bass. I'm like, can't wait to get back on it. At least I know how to program.
But it's very similar.
But
Very
yeah,
similar.
So
Anyway, so if you can't get an original one of these, which probably costs a few quid, get a Volker new bass.
we are now moving on to Les's Going Soft.
What you talking about, Willis?
So this week we're looking at Nebulous, which is just about my level of simplicity. That's it. And what it does is that space noise. There are a few settings, but fortunately not too many. You've got different shapes there. There's a filter and a certain amount of echo. Actually, if you put a lot of echo on, I think you can get it. If we change the shape of that, we might be able to get it ringing for a long time. It's just it does one thing really good. It makes, like I say, space noise. If it does anything other than that, you'll have to let me know. But that's all I can get it to do. But I think it's wonderful just for doing those. That was our synth of the week, and now it's over to Nicky in the reading corner.
Yeah, so the book that I would recommend, which is online, is And I'll have to look at the title. Loopop's incomplete book of electronic music ideas, tips and tricks. You can get access to this book if you are a Patreon of Loopop. I think it's something like a mere £3 a month. It is worth every penny, because this book is like
massive.
He updates it every month. It's about 450 pages long, and it tells you everything about synthesis that you need to know in layman's terms as well.
I should read that.
You should definitely read it. You just don't read books, that's the problem. But it will like give you just hints and tips on what to do, and it doesn't matter what synth or what, you know, kind of music you're playing. It covers everything.
Does it cover individual bits of kit, or is it all to do with synthesis in general?
So it does give you an overview of synthesis, so it will tell you the basics, like how oscillators work and what an LFO is and how that impacts the sound, etc. But it also does go into detail in certain bits of kit. So for example, we got a Behringer Neutron, and there was a little article on there on tips and tricks and what to do and how to patch it if you're, you know, just getting into semi-modular. But it does keep it in general quite generic, so that whatever synth you've got, you can apply those techniques to that synth. So it is really good for just getting some all-round knowledge in layman's terms, which I think is really important, because there's a lot of terminology, and you know, when we were first getting into it, I had no clue what all these words meant. But Loopop's great at explaining it at the beginner level, but also going into it you know, into detail, so that it will benefit someone who was more knowledgeable. So,
and that was somebody going into detail.
That was
about
me going
his
into
book.
detail, yeah.
Casio presents an unfair competition. This Casio MP520 versus a full set of drums. Snare, rim shot, bass, cymbals, bongos. Casio has it all. So now the unfair part. It's 8-note polyphonic with a recording memory and a dozen presets. Casio keyboards, they're the ones to beat.
Right, Nicky's turn. What have you brought to show us this week?
I have brought my Roland Ax Synth. This is the main instrument that I use in our live setup. It is a keyboard synth with presets in it, but we actually MIDI it into our software synths, so I can get all kinds of sounds, whatever sounds I want out of it. We really like this. When we were looking for it, the latest one is the Roland Ax Edge, but I wanted the Ax Synth, which had been discontinued, mainly because my electronic heroine Imogen Heap uses one, and she's uber cool, and also because it's got this D-beam on it, which the new one doesn't. So basically, if you play a note, you can assign an effect to it, so I can pitch bend with it, like that. It can also do other things, like there's a modulation bar, so I can create some vibrato, like that. And it's got a touch controller, and again I can use that for pitch bend, so for example. So it's uber cool. And I decorated it with some nice little sparkly stickers, because I wanted to personalise it, and I've got some here but they're falling off, so I need to do something with that. So speaking of Imogen Heap, I can add a link to her rocking this keytar. I mean, I had to have a keytar because I've always played piano, and I like to be a bit of an 80s throwback, so it kind of suits the image. So it is still festival season.
It is.
And we are taking the opportunity that we are now out in the countryside in our van to bring you Tree in the dark.
As opposed to tea in the park, is that what you're saying?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, coffee drinker myself.
Watch this space. So, moving swiftly on, as Les often does, we are going to talk about our recommended YouTuber of the week. Over to you.
It's my turn to pick one. This week I'm going to recommend you have a look at Analog Kitchen. I don't think that's his real name, but it is something. I think it's Peter Kitchen.
Is it?
That's something like
Wow.
that. He performs with modular gear, analog gear, anything to do that's doorless. And if you don't know what doorless means, look it up in your dictionary. Check out Analog Kitchen anyway. Good stuff.
We will put a link to one of his jams.
Oh, yeah. Would you like a cheesy ball?
I'll have two.
That was last night, by the way. We forgot to say goodbye. We are just about to get ready to go on our night out in Bristol once we get changed. And so until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.
There you go.